So it's been quite a while since I've done an informational. I've been meaning to do this for a while, so I'm here, I'm back, I'm ready to do it. I hope you're ready to join me. Now, what I wanted to talk about was when I did fitness myth number 3, which if you haven't seen it, you can check it out right here, and the follow-up that I did right there. And basically what I talked about was doing one muscle group per week instead of multiple per week, and how it's a mistake for most people and that they won't build as much muscle as they possibly could if they were doing multiple per week. Now, what this did, when I did this video, a lot of people agreed, but there were some arguments that people had with me about why it was not a good idea. And for the most part, and I'm fine with that. I mean, please challenge me. I'm okay with it. Basically, I'm not here to be right or wrong. I'm here to present the data and the evidence that I have and to provide it to you for you to do whatever you want with it. Now, if it doesn't work for you, don't do it. That's fine. That's great. And let's have a discussion about it. But one of the things that was very common with the few people that I did talk to about this who disagreed was what they said was, well, I did it and I couldn't do it because I got too sore and my joints hurt and I was run down all the time and I felt like crap and it just didn't work for me. And once I switched back to once per week, I felt much better and I made better progress. Okay. I want to talk about something with this because this is a very common thing. And actually, and I've talked about this in the other videos, if you switch from once to multiple, for the first few weeks you're going to be really tired, you're going to be really sore, it's going to be kind of miserable. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be pretty tough until your body adapts. However, once you get past that, you should start to feel better until you get to a point when you overreach. Okay? And this is the mistake that most people make when they do multiple muscle groups per week, is they get to a point where they overreach and they don't back off and do a deload. Okay, and what I want to talk about here is the difference between overreaching and overtraining, because while they're similar, they're very much different at the same time. You know, a lot of people mistake overreaching for overtraining. Overtraining is basically your body does not recover from the stimulus that you give it for a very long period of time to the point where you are just completely run down all the time. You probably have a cold nonstop. If you're a guy, you might even become impotent. It's just a really, really bad thing. Okay, but this takes months on end for this to happen. Okay, now overreaching is short-term overtraining. Now this happens when your body starts to get to a point where it's run down, it's tired, it's not recovering as well as you want it to. Short term, okay? Short term. Short-term overreaching is a good thing if done properly and if your goal is maximum muscle mass or strength, okay? If you go through an overreaching cycle and back off when you're supposed to, you will actualize your gains during this deloading process and you will have a snapback effect and you will have better results moving forward. But the problem that most people have when they didn't like the multiple muscle group per week program is they never backed off. They just continued to plow straight ahead and just keep going balls to the walls. It didn't matter how they felt. And yeah, if you do that and you never back off, you are absolutely going to overreach, and if you continue to do it, potentially even overtrain. Although I don't like the word overtraining because it's so rare. I mean, unless you're like an Olympic athlete or something, it's probably not going to happen to you just because you're going to back off before your body gets to that point because you can't. But that's not the topic. One example I heard was I was doing multiple per week over and over and over again, and I was so tired, so sore, and I wasn't making any progress. And then I stopped doing that, and then I switched and I went to once per week after that. And all of a sudden, I felt great. I made all kinds of gains, and it was just a much better program for me, and it works for my body, okay? Maybe it works for your body, but chances are what happened in this instance is you actualized your gains when you did this other program because you have so much less stress on your body. So when you went from doing multiple muscle groups per week to one, you essentially deloaded and gave your body the recovery that it needed to actually get the results that it was trying to get, but you were overreached and you didn't let it. So once you backed off, you felt better, you actualized your gains from the program that you were doing before, and then you gave credit to the new program that you're doing, even though really it's not an optimal way to build muscle. I mean, Sure, it's possible it works better for some people. I mean, if you love it and you want to do it, by all means, I'm not going to stop you, okay? But I'm presenting the evidence and the data, and I have never once seen any data ever that showed that building or that doing a one muscle group per week was more effective at building muscle or building strength over multiple times per week. If you've seen it, I'm happy to take a look at it, and my mind can be changed. I'm not about being right or wrong. I just want to present the data. That's all I'm doing. And I'm just looking for the most optimal ways to get results all the time. So don't get me wrong, I can be swayed, but I've never seen it personally. Please bring it to me if you have it. But in the meantime, I just wanted to present to you what the difference between overreaching and overtraining is, because so many people are so fearful of overtraining, and generally what they're feeling when they think they're overtrained is actually overreaching. Just because you're tired, just because you're sore, does not mean you're overtrained. And if it's only for a day or two, it most definitely is not overtraining, and it's probably not overreaching either. But if you do it for multiple days in a row where you're just, the biggest thing for me that I've seen, not only for myself, but for other people, that is the big trigger that makes you know that you're in overreaching territory, you lose your passion to lift. If you're like me and you just love lifting, once you get to an overreaching period, suddenly you don't feel like lifting so much anymore. You're just kind of like, I don't really want to go to the gym today. I'm kind of tired. I don't feel like it. This is totally out of the ordinary. And when this starts happening multiple days in a row, you are starting to overreach. Now it's time to deload. It's time to back off. Do the same work, but at about 60% of what you were doing before. Meaning if you're doing 3 sets of 10 at 100 pounds, now you're going to do 3 sets of 10 at 60 pounds. You're going to give your body a break and you're going to let it recover. Most people say to deload for about a week. I say deload however long you feel it's necessary to feel like you're ready to go back and give it 100% again. Whether that's 4 days, a week, or a week and a half, whatever. Just give your body time to recover, and you're going to come back stronger, and you're going to feel better, and you're going to kill it. Okay? So, I know I've been talking about this a lot, and I don't apologize at all because I love it, and I will talk all day, every day about this stuff. So if you have questions, please let me know. If you want to talk about how you don't agree with what I have to say, I'm more than willing to talk about that too. Just be polite, and let's have a conversation about it. And that's all I got. So thank you for watching as always. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you guys later.